you guys. Okay, just so you guys are aware, I'm just testing this mic out for this video. I do a commentary art channel, and I'm trying to make it to where I don't have to just hold my phone to my face while I record audio for it. So I'm testing this out. So if it works for you guys, let me know. If you guys want me to do this next time I make a video, let me know. I don't care either way because if I like it, I'm probably gonna start doing it. Okay, now that the weirdness is out of the way, or at least part of it, I wanted to talk about the reboot of my favorite show from when I was a kid, from when I was a little kid, which is Blue's Clues. The reboot being Blue's Clues and You. I was very iffy about the idea of Blue's Clues being rebooted because one, it's not the original. Most of the writers are not original writers for the show, the ones who helped create it in the first place. So I was worried that they would change it too much. But after watching the first episode, which is just a remake of Snack Time, I realized, okay, so this isn't just like a bunch of new writers coming in and a new host and all of that coming in and making all these drastic changes to a very beloved cartoon from my generation's childhood. um, it is actually like it is very well written. I mean, the first one is obviously a shot for shot remake, but I have watched some episodes that they have made and written out and like done a whole new thing on, and I think it's really good. Like Josh is clearly a kid from my generation. I say kid, I'm 23. um but by that I mean he's very excited. Like it's like living a dream almost to be the host of Blues Clues because I'm pretty sure me and Josh are not the only people who have done that, who have fantasized about that. um, but you can tell that this this reboot it captures the heart of the original show while still being just different enough that it gets the attention of this generation, like this new generation of preschoolers who are coming in. Now they're learning the same things that we learned as kids, but also it's a little different because obviously the times they are a changin', and unfortunately we can't do anything about that. Change is nature. But I really do think that this is very well done, and it's clear that the writers themselves, some of them have to be, again, from kids in my generation, maybe a little further ahead of me, maybe a little further behind me, whatever, generation wise. I don't know, necessarily know how that works, but it's clear that they also grew up on Blues Clues, whether they grew up like watching Steve or Joe or both, like I did. Um, you can clearly see though that the passion is there in the writing. You can tell that the passion is there with Josh's character and how he gets so excited about all of this. And in the very first episode, like he openly tells you how excited he is. And there's this one thing from Blue's Clues that like I remembered happening a lot, but never really got the understanding of it until I'm an adult and got into some conspiracy theories. But there is a form of subliminal messaging on Blue's Clues, but it's not like brainwashing or anything. What it is when they talk, they teach you like sign language. And yes, I took sign language as my foreign language in high school, which is weird considering the fact it is technically the closest thing to an American language we have, and I consider it the American language, but that's me. Um, but like when Steve and Blue would be like sitting on the floor doing something with some of the other characters, and one of them would have an idea for something, Steve would go, "Oh, great idea!" And he would sign idea. Or he would say, "Thank you for all your help," while signing thank you. And it's just noticing that now is like, wow, they were teaching us how to communicate with deaf people long before we realized that that's what they were doing. And I guess in a way that is subliminal messaging, and I think that is really cool. That is really creative. And you know, again, Blue's Clues and You, it it does that same thing. Like I, being me, I watched this new Christmas episode just because I heard that Steve and Joe were going to make their cameos in it, which they did, and of course, they were teaching signs, and they taught the sign for tradition. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but what I saw them do was this. I'd have to relook at it again because I don't. It's been a while since I've used my signing, um, and I did not learn the sign for tradition. So I'm pretty sure I signed that wrong. If I did, I'll insert a little clip right now showing you the correct sign. And but anyway, I really do like this show. I like how they've again like they've brought this to life for a new generation, and it's handled a little differently. They've changed a few things about the characters, like Magenta no longer has her glasses with her, so I'm pretty sure she's going to wind up they're going to wind up remaking that episode later on down the line where Magenta has to get her glasses again, something like that. But the thing that honestly made me very iffy about the whole thing to begin with was the CGI Blue. Like, I remember that cartoony, almost felt like um, dog that we all know and love. So seeing her as a CGI dog was a little weird. So that made me very on edge. So I wasn't sure what it was they were gonna how bad that would be. But honestly, I don't think it's that bad. It really isn't. She's still that same playful, fun loving dog that was once imagined as being a cat by the original creators of the show. And I have my own weird little video on here where um, I was doing Blue's like little bark noises thing where I'm going bow, bow, bow. And it's just me doing that for 30 seconds, but I I like it. It makes me laugh just seeing myself do that. Oh my god, I'm getting off topic. Damn it. Well, sorry. I'm trying not to swear too much. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. The show itself is a lot of fun. I love seeing Steve and Joe's cameos. I see him going. Like even in this Christmas episode I just watched. I see Steve going, "It's you!" Like he gets excited about it. Like you can clearly see that he's like still there. He's still happy about it. But the losing his hair on a kids show thing is still clearly bothering him because he wore a hat, like a Santa hat, right across his head here, and like he is just clearly trying to still hide that, which I can understand. Some people are just insecure like that, and if he is insecure, it's okay. Like we all deal with insecurities, and I think like if they want to discuss that later on the show, they might be able to like have Steve talk about how he's feeling on the matter or whatever, but that's just my thoughts on it or how they would handle that should kids be asking questions. But and again, like, by the way, for everybody who thought Steve was dead for all those years because he just randomly dropped Blue's Clues, no, it was because he was going bald and it really bothered him because he was very rapidly losing his hair. So he was like wearing hats in the later episodes he was in, and other times when he wasn't, you could see his receding hairline, and it bothered him so badly that he's just like, I have to leave. I can't keep doing this. Which, honestly, I can understand. I think maybe it could have gone about differently, but you know how people are. They love rumors. A lot of them love rumors more than they love the truth itself, so it sucks that that's how it is sometimes, but What are we going to do other than provide them the correct information? Speaking of Steve, though, it I was a little more okay with the idea of a reboot of Blue's Clues after watching an interview of him saying, I think it's a good idea, and I think that if I were to go back onto TV now, I would be Steve from Blue's Clues again, except for I would be this detective, because that's what I think my character would have done, is go to college to be a detective, and he's still addressing the audience, asking them for attention, not attention, but assistance. My bad. Attention. That's what people on the internet do. I'm one to talk though. I gotta stop doing this. But anyway, it was hearing Steve from Blue's Clues himself, Steve Burns himself, saying, you know, I think that it's a good idea. That kind of opened my mind to it a little more. Like, okay, you know what? If he thinks that this will be a good idea, I can be more open-minded to it. And I'm glad that I was. I'm glad I like opened my eyes enough to watch a couple of episodes just to see if this is if this is good, if this is something I would want my kids seeing, and I mean, I do technically have a child. That is something I will get into later on in life if anybody ever wanted me to talk about that, but anyway, if I'm glad that I was open minded enough to watch a couple episodes and see, yes, you know what? This really does capture the heart of the original show. This captures that childlike wonder we had about how to use skidoo and things like that. Because, let's face it, we all tried to do the skidoo at least once and wound up getting hurt. Or just realizing it didn't work. I got hurt because I fell. I stood on one leg and I tried to jump into the and I wound up falling over. So, lesson learned there. um, but yeah, I think Blue's Clues and You, I think we're going to be seeing them for a while. I think we're going to be seeing Blue and Josh for a while. And I think we're going to be getting plenty of cameos from Steve and Joe. And by the way, Steve, for those of you who have not seen the show, Steve is actually running his own detective agency, just like he said Steve on the show would have been doing. So I just thought I'd come on here and talk about that right quick. Or, well, it's almost 15-minute video, so not too terribly quick. But, yeah, I can say wholeheartedly I think this is a really good show, and I think that this is definitely something that kids of this generation need. Like, they need Blue's Clues. So I'm going to go now. I will talk to you guys later. I love you very, very much. Peace out.